All righty, and hello everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? um,
I am good. It's good to see you, Mike. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
hmm So, Batgoat, did you wanna comment on anything? Make any announcements or anything like that?
What do I have? I don't have the video that I promised the guys when I saw them in chat earlier this week. Uh, I actually have it, but I don't know how to share it. I can't do it like the Google Pics. So, um, other than that, I don't really have anything. Let me
All
just
right.
open. So you'll see me, but I'm just going to be opening up some pictures in case Toys is here. He wants
Yeah.
to see those pics I had from last week.
Yeah. Well, because nobody's commenting yet.
I saw that.
So there probably might be some people still just getting in here. So hopefully we'll come in soon.
Sure, it gives us a minute or two just to chill and get ready
Yeah.
here.
So you were telling me before, though. Usually, if I have like 10 people, that the YouTube wouldn't be doing this, right? If I had 10 people like watching at one time, people.
Other people have said that too, and I believe that to be correct. But when it's under 10, it's always goofy up and down, and we see that with Leto and Solid.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
there's
what?
three,
Oh, Woody just commented.
Woody. Hey, you might want to get those jokes in early, my man, because Toy
I
said
got.
he's gunning for you.
uh,
I told Toys that he better be careful because if Woody opens up that Jack Daniels, the jokes start flowing and it's a laugh riot. So
hmm.
he better bring an A game.
We're getting a little back and forth there between the jokers, huh?
I like it.
Yep. It's fun to do there. So.
As soon as Toy shows up, I'll make a quick little announcement on the trophy.
All right. Yeah, we're just trying to kill some time here while we're. Obviously, I want to give people a chance to get in here and stuff. Like, Toys is usually in early a lot of times, but I guess.
He is. Some earlier today. I mean, it sounds like everything's okay with him, but maybe he's napping. So sometimes he cracks open Grandpa's whiskey in the afternoon, and
Yeah.
I'll be
Well, I
right.
do. Albeit I wasn't on my computer at the time because I was doing other things. I do know that Solid was streaming earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Toys and I watched him. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for more people to show up. Woody, we're just waiting for see if we get more people come in before we get started. We're going to be finishing off September of 1937. Looking at, of course, do a quick little preview with David McKay publications, and then go on to Quality Comics and their first comic published, famous feature funnies #1. So those will probably be what we'll be looking at there. Anyways, and of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. That does help with the algorithm. See if we can get some more people in here. Yeah. So right now, coming up, we're at the 4.5 minute mark. Well, you were back. You were kind of telling me how your day went today. You said today you officially ended quarantine. You want to just tell Woody and whoever else might be listening what was going on?
Woody, I'm pretty sure that Woody knows that I had COVID. My roommate and I had COVID, and so my first day of symptoms would have been last week, the week before last Tuesday. So I'm at 10 days now. So I'm officially okay. I'm going to see, and I have no symptoms. I feel fine. So I'll be seeing my grandson on Sunday.
You'll finally be able to get out of the house and stuff, right?
Yeah, go see my little peanut.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, as I was telling you, like, so my day, I got up, you know got my laundry started. Went out to do some banking, end of the month, my budgeting stuff.
mm-hmm.
Um, Went, got my energy drink, came home, changed my, moved my laundry through. Um, then went to get those things I was telling you about earlier, the deodorant and some more toothpaste, and then um, came home, just went up to the store real quick to grab some lunch, and back watch my afternoon block, and then as I was, of course, preparing to get ready to set up for tonight, noticed that Tug was streaming, so I go say hi, and
That was cool to see Tug streaming there. Yeah, that was
yeah,
nice.
and I hope we'll see him here too.
That
Even
would
if
be
he just
nice.
yeah, I mean, even if he just drops in to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's see. If you can't taste the kush, you got the koof. Okay.
If I can't, hey, do you know what he just said there? Which gets him
I,
the.
I I'm going to guess this has something to do with pot.
It does. I'm proud of you, Mike. He said, "If I can't taste the Kush, I got the coup." Which I never had. I never had the taste issues. My roommate lost his taste for a week. He couldn't taste anything for a week, but that didn't happen to me.
All right.
Can't taste
Oh,
the
look like
Kush.
we have. Well, it looks like we have a steady 3 people watching now, so that's good.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see now. So pass the duchy on the left hand side. Pass the duchy on the left hand side. You remember that song, Batgoat?
Yeah, yeah. Was that Sonic Youth?
I don't know. It might have been.
No, it
I know
wasn't
it's
Sonic
got
Youth.
wasn't Sonic.
It wasn't
Uh,
Sonic Youth. Who was that past that? Yeah, I think they were a one-hit wonder. A couple little kids singing it.
yeah. Well, it was like 5 kids.
Was that it? Pass the Ducci on the left-hand side.
Let's see. I'll look that up real quick here.
Who sung "I smoked 2 joints before I smoked 2 joints, and then I smoked 2 more, smoked 2 joints"?
Okay. Oh, it was Musical Youth.
Musical Youth. Well, I guess I was close then.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with myself.
Passiducci is a song produced by Tony Evans from Kingston and British Jamaican legend band, or British Jamaican reggae band, Musical Youth. So that's where it was from. It was Musical Youth, and yes, they were a one-hit wonder.
Okay.
As I recall. So, anyways, let's see now. We're at eight. All right, so let's see. We're at 8:42. So, like one more time, I'll kind of reiterate what we're doing tonight. Probably get started at 10-minute mark. There's 3 of us here. So we're gonna finish up September of 1937. We're gonna take a brief look at feature book number 5. Just do some summarization stuff, and then we'll look at quality comics first foray into the comic book scene. Feature funnies number 1, which has, of course, some old favorites that we met originally in famous funnies from Eastern Color, who moved over from famous funnies to feature funnies. Moved over from we'll look at some notes real quick on feature funnies and quality comics, and then we'll get in, and then we'll probably spend the majority of the rest of the time, reading through famous feature funnies number 1. That's basically what's on tap for tonight. So let's see now. So yeah, we're just coming up on 10 minutes. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and that set up, and then we will go ahead and get going here. Let's see, let me make sure that I'm gonna get the right one there. No, that's for later. Let's see. Okay, that was actually. And I did it again. Got the same freaking one there. No, I don't want to do it that. When I'm using the same source for two separate things,
Yeah, that's a
gonna...
bad picture because then the real Mike gets in the shot there.
Oh man. Ah. There we go. Finally.
Perfect.
That now, of course,
Perfect.
David McKay did release 3 books this month: Ace Comics #7, King Comics #19, and then feature books #5. As these are more reprint slice of life stuff, we're just going to real quickly. Were you about to say something, Batgoat, or?
I burped into the potato mic.
Ah, okay.
It echoed a little.
I guess it did. Okay, so anyways. Oh, with that being said there.
I think that's on your end, Woody, because I haven't seen any hiccups.
Oh. F. All right, so now we're I was refreshing the YouTube screen because it was down to 2 again, view count, but now it's back up to 3. So, anyway, so now, as I said, I was not able to find the actual comic book, but we can still look at this feature books #5. And again, these this particular title was akin to what, like, in the 60s DC did with Showcase. It was that. Now this isn't exactly a preview title like Showcase was, or but they would feature characters. Would be a monthly title, whereas most features that would come about in the up incoming years in the late 30s, early 40s would be like seasonal titles. So go to.
When did they change over to calling him Pappy? Because Popeye, I remember from cartoons, and the later revival of it from the 60s, I think you said he always called him Pappy, me Pappy, me Pappy.
Yeah.
So calling him Papa there just looks a little foreign to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, my end. I liked me some Popeye. Honestly, I don't know, because obviously it would have had to been sometime between the transition between, like, from the newspaper strips to the comic books to those shorts.
Yeah, like what he just said there, poop deck Pappy.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, anyways, so let's go to GCD. Just and as I've mentioned before too, David McKay would feature a lot of the King Feature Syndicate strips, which would include, of course, Popeye and Thimble Theater, Mandrake, as you saw right there when we just went on there. So yeah, and according to this, of course, they're saying the person who was doing the penciling and inking for this was LZ Seeger for the cover there. Well, even Popeye's Papa there looked different from what I remember, from the Fleischer cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least from what I remember, the Fleischer cartoons, Poop Deck Pappy looked almost exactly like Popeye, except that he had the scruff on the chin there.
Mm-hmm.
He had the, he more. But you look at that cover right there. He's got a full flat top right there.
Yeah.
With
did he?
Well, Go ahead.
Yeah, didn't he wear a hat? Like you're saying, he looked so much like him. He wore the hat.
He basically looked almost exactly like Popeye, with the exception, of course, he had more facial hair.
Scruff, but he had the same posture, same arms, and same demeanors, and almost the same voice.
Well, you know that Popeye's family apparently they're somehow like, I don't know, they had a metagene, as it were, in them, but you know how they reacted to spinach, right?
Yeah.
They'd instantly become superhuman, by eating spinach.
Same squinky eye, says Woody.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Squinky? Hey, mate.
Yeah.
Me squinky eye. Hey.
Yeah. So Popeye and his Papa, the cover.
I'm no lawyer, but I know what law suits me.
Humor. Oh, it's kind of funny because that kind of reminds me too. I was watching Tune In With Me this morning on MeTV, and they had a Popeye cartoon on where Wimpy was working for Bluto in I guess some kind of like deli or something like that. Popeye ordered a duck, but Wimpy was trying to get Bluto to take the burger that Bluto took, because Wimpy was trying to filch a burger from Bluto.
Of course.
So let's see. He had blank page, 2 blank pages here, inside, front, and back. Covers are blank. No title indexed. Credits, title page, 1 page, typeset, intro page, and then this particular Popeye story had 71 pages altogether. Everything from LZ Seeger. I don't know if LZ Seeger is E.C. Seeger's daughter, or if it's E.C. Seeger themselves, or something like that.
I was wondering that too.
But
I would imagine it's probably him, because doing everything.
Yeah. John LZ though sounds like a girl's name. That's the thing.
It does, but if he's old and if he's from the old country, meaning Eastern Germany, Europe, whatever, then a name like that is completely male, or it can be.
All right. Genre human, pop, and then for this 71 pages of story here, Popeye, his papa, olive oil, and the Jeep, and then it said that the reprints are from Popeye newspaper strips from 1936. And remember, back in these days, a lot of these comics were doing those reprints of the, and then Popeye, Popeye and his Popeye illustration, the back cover, same as front. Basically, what they're saying here is on the back cover was exactly the same as that. So that's basically all we can really say about that.
It's cool though. We had some discussion on it, and
some interesting little tidbits there.
It's funny that that's not a mirror. It's like a frame. He's sticking his head through the frame, almost like it was supposed to be a picture of him or something, but he's popping through. And then, you know how I am with certain movies and certain cartoons, certain things that I can remember weirdly. So, the 1980 movie, Popeye, when he came to Sweet Haven looking for his pappy, and he was sitting in his bunk at night early in the movie, and he was talking to the frame. He was talking to the picture of his pappy, and he was like, "Yeah, Pappy, just stay alive. Yeah, I'll come see you. Yeah." And he gives it a kiss, me Pappy. And inside the frame, it's a piece of paper where you see written in crayon, "Me Pappy," and then eventually at the end of the movie, you see that his pappy had a picture of him that says "Me son," actually written out. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. And I guess I think I remember a scene where Wimpy is turning the crank if a meat grinder and is following the duck with it. Well, because Popeye was roasting duck there, and then he would like take take some of the legs of the duck, roast up. Pop, I just hit him over the head with a picture. So, all right, so that's from David McKay. So you all right there, Batgoat?
Sorry.
You sound like you were just coughing. Sound like you were just coughing there.
I usually mute it. I cough.
So this is the one we're going to probably spend quite a bit of time on today. Feature funnies. Um, as we look at we're probably going to be looking at 4 of the first 5 issues of feature funnies because there's some significant things throughout all 5 issues, through 4 of the 5 issues there, including our old buddy the Clock will be making his debut in issue number 3.
My buddy Captain Napkin Face.
Yeah. But we'll get there probably in a few weeks. But anyways, anyway, so and again, all Crack Casey is said to be, well, I'll get into that in a moment. So those are all the stories right there. You see all the different names: Joe Palooka, Jane Arden, Mickey Finn, Lollapalooza, Slim and Tubby, Flossie, Toddy, Ned Brandt, Big Top, Dixie Dugan, Bungle Family, Lena.
We've seen Dixie Dugan before, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, she was somebody I've read before. So, yeah. So, Palooka, as we discussed, well, I guess it's just Woody, you, and me right now. But a Palooka is kind of a, one of the boys kind of idea.
Yes, and also with a little bit of a rough edge, like when you say the Bowery Boys or
right.
like knock around guys, like someone that's not afraid to throw some dukes, as it were.
Yeah. And then Mickey. Now, Batgoat, maybe you can help me with this one. Mickey Finn.
As far as the name?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pun. Now, from what I understand, I think isn't Mickey. Okay, there's a couple of things that come to mind with Mickey
some
Finn.
Slang.
One is either an alcoholic beverage, or the idea of like slipping a Mickey.
Correct. And that's what I think of more often when they say slip them a Mickey would be like, what we in modern days say roofie, to put a Rohypnol in someone's drink, to roofie their drink.
Right.
That's what I think of. She slipped me a Mickey means she dropped something in your drink and you passed out. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Would you agree with that? I think we're all on the same page. And then also like a fin is slang for a $5 bill as well.
Yeah.
Slip the guy a fin.
Well, I know that Mickey Finn has Mickey Finn, is kind of another pun on something, so that's why I wanted to point that out.
Yes.
Lollapalooza. I know a palooza is usually like a party or festival kind of thing. Like Let's see. I know that, of course, ECW had WrestlePalooza back in the 90s. It's one of the names of one of their events. Actually, there's that rock concert.
Lollapalooza, very famous, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, very famous.
Slim and Tubby. I'm thinking a slim guy and a bigger guy.
That would make sense. I'm going to agree with that.
Flossie, Toddy, those might just simply be names. Ned Brandt, another popular strip back in that time. Big Top, I'm guessing. Well, I know that Big Top because I've seen some of these feature funnies, which would eventually. Okay, so this title started out as feature funnies for the first 20 issues, and then after that would become feature comics. Big Top was a clown. So then Dixie Dugan, Bungle Family, Lena Fry. In fact, let's take a little look here. So for this particular series, it ran for 144 issues from 1937 to 1950. Started out, as I said, as feature funnies and eventually became feature comics at issue 21. Starting with issue 21 for the rest of its run, it was known as Feature Comics. Quality, let's look at the publisher info there. Quality ran from 1937 to 1956. And then, as I've also mentioned before, DC eventually bought up Quality Comics. And some characters that they picked up from Quality Comics included Plastic Man, the Blackhawks, and the guys who would eventually form the superhero team known as the Freedom Fighters in the 1977-78 series Freedom Fighters, which include Uncle Sam, Black Condor, Dollman, Phantom Lady, Ray, Human Bomb, Magno, Neon the Unknown, Red D.
Uncle Sam is a real comic book character that they did. They made
Quality did them, yes.
Really?
Yes, he debuted, I believe it was in National Comics #1, and he was like the star feature in National Comics for Quality Comics, and we'll get there as we get over the next couple of years.
Very cool. That's cheesy. It's cheesy of them, but I love it.
Well, as we get into the as we look at the superheroes from Quality and stuff like that, you're gonna find.
Did you ever watch Dexter's Lab?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Friends? The takeoff of the Super Friends was called the Justice. What were they called? Valhallan.
Yeah.
Major Glory. Valhallan.
I think Justice Friends was actually the name of the group.
Okay, they were called Justice Friends, and so it was Valhallan, Major Glory, and Kronk. Kronk was great. Yeah. Kronk Smash.
Kronk was their take on the Hulk.
Yeah, and it was beautiful.
Major Glory. They're lucky they didn't get sued for Major Glory, because actually there was another patriotic themed superhero in the comics. I don't remember which company did this. It might have been Quality or it might have been DC, but there was a General Glory.
Well, then that's different. That is different because it's a very specific rank and a specific station that a person can hold. So, you know, they could get around that very easily. The thing I was just thinking of was I loved that cartoon. It was very funny. And the one time, because Major Glory was a real stick in the mud, and he tried to keep the apartment clean while the other two, you know, Kronk and Valhallan would party and wreck things. And so he said, now listen to you guys, my Uncle Sam is coming over and he's as straight-laced as they come. And so like he wanted to get the place all clean, and they ended up, of course, trashing the joint, right? And so when his Uncle Sam comes in and they show the poster of Uncle Sam doing the I Want You, and when Uncle Sam rolls in there, he's got like a headband, bell bottom white and blue striped pants, and his hair's all long and his beard's long, and he just comes in like a hippie going, peace, man. It was really funny.
Yeah, so let's see now. So, and it looks like I got another like there, so that's good.
Yeah, that was me. I went to YouTube and switched to my my alt account so I could do that.
Okay. I was hoping that. Well, we'll probably see that in a bit here, but let's see. Let's move on to. So we'll just look at some information here from GTD real quick, and then go over to the DC database, because as I told you, Quality Comics was one of the companies that got picked up by
DC.
By DC, so we can look at the notes there. Let me see here. All right, so let's see. And that's okay. So notes frequently consider. So this is for feature comics. So frequently considered to have been published by Harry A. Chesler. Now Chesler was one of the guys who was involved with Centaur comics. Centaur had two branches. They had at this point they had Ultim Publications. They had Chesler Publishing, but considered to have been published, hence possibly why Clock ended up going over to Quality. But anyways, frequently considered to have been published by Harry A. Chesler in some way, but the indicia of issues number 1 and 2 do not mention Chesler at all. Series is published by Comic Favorites Incorporated from the very beginning. Now, mind you, if you remember, Centaur started out as Comics Magazine Company. So this one's starting out as Comic Favorites Incorporated.
Hey, Mike,
Originally,
we got a new friend just stopped in to say,
hello. Thank you for letting me know that, Becca. Let's see
80?
who.
I guess I'm going to pronounce that 80.
80 if we get it wrong, and let us know. We're
Please.
trying our best. I'm going to say 80 to call. That's how I'm seeing it.
Hey, 80, good to see you.
Yes, and hopefully we can all make you feel welcome. Hopefully you'll like the content we're going to be looking at here. Let's see. Batgoat.
Hope you like hanging around geeks.
Yeah. At 80 to call, going to hide. Hey, Batgoat. All right. Well, I hope you'll stick around and enjoy it. I'm going to go off camera for a quick sec. I'll be right back. So
cool that, Mike. If you're new to the channel here, Mike doesn't like it when I say this, but I mean it with all due respect and from the heart. I consider us to be geeks, and I don't mean nerds. When I think nerds, I think of Star Wars and Raylos and just weird people. When I talk geeks, I think of people like us on YouTube that watch videos on subjects and try to become more knowledgeable in certain things. So that's where I'm coming from. We're a harmless group of geeks. Rose by any other name is still the same name. They're still the same. Absolutely.
All right, I'm back.
So hopefully you'll find something that you like here. Right now, Friday nights is comic books reviews here with Mike, but during the week, it's a lot of comics, anime, voice actors, and wrestling. So
yeah, basically Monday through Thursday we do a niche newscast, basically, and then Friday nights we've just been going back through comics history, looking back at older comics, because I know a lot of you are not happy with the current state of comics right now. But there's a lot of good stuff that we found as we've looked to the past, and we're right now getting to a point where we're going to start looking more at the comics a little closely, like world building. Because the one thing I would hope you might be able to get out of it is if you were to ever come upon the chance to where you could find yourself in the universe, in a comics universe of your choice, you'd know everything you need to know to be able to live there.
And you already know I'm going to the Smurfs Village anyway, so I don't care about your dumb comics.
Yeah, I'm just finding a place to relax. Hopefully, go ahead.
If you want to chill, we're totally cool with that. If you want to get involved and throw some silly jokes my way, I keep track of that, and we have a little contest called the Lowell's Trophy, which I happen to have right here. So every week, if I keep track of it, someone cracks me up really good, they win the Lowell's Trophy. You'll see a better picture of it later. Or like I said, you could show if you want. I can make it. This was Woody's participation trophy from 2 weeks ago. I can make you something like that. I have stickers. But yes, I like to give out awards, and I'm kind of a dork, as you'll figure.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. I hope you enjoy the content. We're going to now continue on, and I hope everybody will make you feel welcome. So here we go. So now we're going to look a little bit at Feature Funnies number 1 here, just at least some summary stuff here. As you know, this is just some of the publication information. Saying 4 pages missing from the center of the index copies, so not all features are accounted for. Joe Palooka, cover page right there is Joe Palooka. Actually, I'll wait till we get started reading the actual comic because we'll obviously be doing that. But just go through some of it.
I'm okay with dirty jokes. Sorry, Mike. I'm okay with dirty jokes too, like pig fell in the mud, things like that.
Now, basically, yeah. Now, basically, these are all, for the most part, with a couple of exceptions, these are all newspaper strip reprints. So, and I don't think there's much the way of notes here. So we'll go back. Let me see. A couple of. All right. Let's see now. Okay, so now we're going to go to one more site to look at notes, and then we will go to site where we'll actually take a look at the comic itself and get an idea of what was going on back in those days and how people entertained themselves. So let's see.
Why Rube Goldberg, Woody? That seems out of the blue.
Rube Goldberg, I think, was the guy who was doing.
I know who Rube Goldberg is. I'm just wondering why he typed that out of the blue.
Well, he might have been picking up on the fact that that his name was there for Joe Palooka right there, penciled and inked.
I did not see that. Good eye, Woody. And Mike, of course, you see everything. So very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. So there were some notes down here that I wanted to just show you guys real quick, and then we'll go, of course. So this from the notes section right here. This is the first comic book from Quality Comics. It is almost all comic strip reprints. The only original character is Crack Casey, making him the first quality character. Now, quality original character. Okay. But see the next note. The Jim Swift story is a comic strip reprint. You can tell by the way it is formatted, but no record of a Jim Swift comic strip can be found. It is possible the Jim Swift story was made from samples of an unsold comic strip by Ed Cronin. If that is the case, Jim Swift may be a quality character too, or he may belong to Ed Cronin. So those are basically a couple of notes there. Just pointing out the first quality Feature Funnies #1 was Quality Comics first first comic that they published, which now brings up the total number of companies at this point in September of 1937 to 7. You had Eastern Color, DC, Dell, Centaur, David McKay, United Features, and now Quality. So 7 companies there at this point.
Sorry, I'm farting around the Batgoat studio here. Trying not to.
No problem. It's going to take me a sec to get to the actual thing here.
Yeah, Woody, I love Rube Goldberg machines. The Rube Goldberg contests every year they're some of the greatest things, I mean, in the world. Everyone knows that. Well, I shouldn't say everyone knows that. Geeks know that. We love Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah, well, this is the first I've heard of it myself, but
of a Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, you have to see some. You've got to see Rube Goldberg machines. They're wonderful. Yeah. The more steps you can take to perform the simplest task possible is a Rube Goldberg machine. They're wonderful.
Okay, so here is the Feature Funnies, cover date October, and as I always remind people, the cover date is usually a month or two after the release date. So if it's October, it's likely it came out in September or August. In this case, of course, September. So, Feature Funnies starring Joe Palooka and also starring Mickey Finn, Lollapalooza, The Bungle Family, and Jane Arden.
I love it. Watch out for that officer, Mickey Finn. He'll knock you cold.
Yeah. Will you go to a neutral corner if you'll tell me what neutral means?
He's not the smartest dude.
He's a palooka. What would you expect?
He's a big bruiser, correct.
And here's the ad page. And Batgoat, what do you like to say about these?
Oh, my pew-pews. My pew-pew ads. I love all the pew-pews.
Yeah. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, and then the military rings. I saw that because my Navy ring's up there. I don't need a Navy ring. I've got a Navy tattoo on my body.
Okay, so let's see. We might want to try to make this a little bit bigger here.
80, if you're interested, I could make you... Woody has his participation trophy. I could make you a welcome trophy with either vroom brooms or fast food stickers. Your choice.
I mean, okay, so Fisher's history of boxing at the top, and then here's the Joe Palooka strip. I'd rather fight Dempsey than have a tooth pulled.
Mm.
This one's moidering me. Wow. Gee, I'm sorry, but I'm glad it ain't me. Poor old Nubby. Oh, go ahead.
Keep going. I'm just talking to 80 on the side. We're good.
All right. Ham Fisher was actually the writer of this, but I think Rube Goldberg was the one who was doing the cover art for the book right there. So, poor old Nubby. Gosh. Will you shut up? You're giving me the jitters. Yes, it will have to come out. I've changed my mind. Come on, come now. It'll be all over in a jiffy. Ugh! Ow! Glub! I've got it. Now hold steady. Yeah! I'll have to get another hold on it. Let go. Open your mouth. No, you don't. They're wrestling over.
I'm laughing at something else, Mike. 80 just said we're crazy, and he's loving it as I'm making his sticker trophy here.
Oh, is he saying that we're crazy because I'm doing the voices as I'm reading?
Yes, I believe so. And
well, that just adds to the fun, 80. You know,
of course.
I mean, I want to take you on a ride to the world of these comics and make you feel as much a part of them as possible.
He might be laughing at my over exuberance and trying to please as well.
Yeah,
I hope so, at least.
Come down here. Let me alone, I said. Are you down? Ugh. I'm all in. I give up. We're down. Did he get it out? I'll say he didn't. I won, and I feel swell.
Want to see something swell? Want to see something swell? Put a sponge in water. No, go ahead. What were you saying, Mike? You bet he feels swell because what?
Well, could he be feeling swell because the where the tooth was pulled or about to be pulled, is that swelling up, or is that because he feels swell because he's happy?
He's high on the goofy gas.
And so here's the second page of the Joe Palooka strip here. Boys are training at Doc Beer's famous training camp and farm in New Jersey. Joe is out doing road work. For those of you who don't know what road work is, that's him just running basically. You know, um, how do you like the new horse, Nobby? Let's see, a beautiful a butola. I'm nerds about horse flesh. Where'd ya get it? From the village fire department. They bought a motor engine. Say, just for fun, let me try plowing just one furrow. You better
Congrats.
hold. Oh,
Congratulations, 80, on actually getting your name written down and getting points in the Lulz Trophy contest. Way to go. That was funny. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. You better hold the reins, Mr. Walsh. Listen, pal. Always tie the reins around your waist like this. See how he's tying the reins?
Yeah, like he's like a safety harness into the plow.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Media. Oh, the farmer in the dale, he met a little swell. Bong, bong, bong. The horse is the exclamation point. Giddy up, year. What are you stopping for? Whoa! Help! Stop her! Help me! Let go! Whoa! And then general store, and then good old Daisy, back again, and on a false alarm too. No cracks out of you mugs. Yes, sir.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, 80. You will keep those points. You have a point. Woody has 3. And here's your welcome to the stream trophy. Unfortunately, it's not all fast food because you have some healthy sushi there, but then you got your other fast food.
Oh, AGC's here.
Toys is here.
Just saw that. Hello, gang. Here. Yep, we're getting into quality comics, or we're getting into actually famous or feature funnies #1. The first comic book published by Quality Comics, which of course was eventually bought up by DC. So, and as always, I do of course appreciate any and all likes that help get more people in here. So I hope you all are enjoying the content. But yeah, we just read all that.
Okay. Is everything all right, Toys? Hope everything's okay.
What's going on? Let's see. My little brother needed help with his marriage, so I was there. Huh? Yeah, I think didn't you mention you're spending some time with him last week too? I recall. Yeah.
And Toys, just so you know, Woody and our new friend 80 are both on the board here. So I'm oh, he's not all right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Whatever we can do to help, let us know.
I know, all right. Shy, I am crying now. Why are you crying, 80? Are you crying for laughter or are you crying from pain?
Probably laughing, I would imagine, because we're goofballs.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping I'm being entertaining. I'm hoping he's learning a lot too. You know. Hey, he's devastated. Well, sorry, man.
That sucks, man. That sucks. I know. I was there once.
Yeah, so
It's good that you're there for him, being a bro. I dig hearing that, dude.
what? What? No breakfast? Where's Smokey? He ain't in the kitchen. I'll go see where he is. Oh, got ulcers of the stomach. Oh, it's dying. It's dying. Ow! Great. Gracious. Okay, I'm trying. Great. Gracious. Okay. Come on, Mike. Come on. Get it right. Uh, great. Gracious sakes, Smokey. I'll get a doctor. He's got ulcers in his stomach. In his stomach. I'm going for a doctor. Like,
Just to cut you off here, Mike. 80. I'm sorry, I did not know you're a woman or a female. So glad to have you here. And I will, for my part, I will do everything I can to not be offensive or dumb.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't realize you were a woman. Sorry.
That's why she's Ann Bonnie. I love it. Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. I love it. That's
Well, we're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. No, it's because we're all a bunch of sensitive lugs. Laugh out loud. Yep. Guys are goofballs. P.S. I am a female. Good to have you here. We don't have a lot of females come through, so. But don't tell anyone, says Ann Bonnie. And wow, that's some serious liquor.
yeah. Like I said, toys. As long as he's all right and you're there and everyone's safe, then he will get over it.
Ow! Oh my goodness! Oh, get a preacher! Ow! Please try to save him, doctor. There we go. Finally got it back.
I'm still giving you the point, toys.
Did you eat last night? Practically. Excuse me a moment, guys. I gotta go off camera here for a quick sec. I'm sorry.
No problem. 80. Once again, are we pronouncing that correctly? 80. And cheers to you as well. Toys, now that you are here, if we've got a minute, do you remember I was talking about a trophy on top of the Lulz trophy? Okay, he's back. We'll get into it later.
Finish your statement, then I'll get back to this story. Batgoat.
And if you remember, okay, great, 80. That's good to hear. We're pronouncing her name correct, 80. Right. I do have an update to the trophy. I can wait till a little bit later.
All right. What does old man call hell waking up to 72 virgins? Heaven had been 72 slurry broads. Cheers to all. Yes, you are saying the name correctly. Okay, that's good to know. What do you call an unwanted snowball? If you then the rest don't know want to. All right, then right didn't make a lot of sense. Pictures.
I see no logic in that. It literally makes zero sense.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so back to this. Practically nothing Went to a little birthday party. Had a little fish. And fried chicken. Maybe tasted about a pint of gin. Oh, some pork chops. A couple of little pieces of pie, and just a drop of punch. 4 or 5 glasses, maybe. Is is you going top rate doctor? Is you? No, just a little dose of castor oil. Did, wasn't castor oil the miracle cure of the 30s there, Batgoat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that before. Remember, I said my ex-wife took it, and she went into labor like 3 hours later. It's gnarly stuff. I think it's supposed to make you poop, like it's a really like explosive, clear the bowels out type of thing. So
Yeah.
way back when they thought that was healthy.
Yeah, let's see. What am I thinking of the word I'm looking for? It's
Laxative.
laxative. Yeah, it's a laxative. Yeah. Hold him, boys. Help! Let me go. Won't take it. Help, Mister Joe. I I said you stand. I said you stand back. But Nubby. Ow! Now sick. Yeah. I's gonna die for sure. He'll be all right by tonight. Okay, okay, Doc. Well, I guess in some ways, if castor oil is a laxative, it probably does make sense. I mean, if the idea is okay, it makes you poop more, it probably means it's getting more of the waste out faster. If you think about it.
Yeah, and remember, they didn't understand crap when it came to medicine, even 120 years ago.
You should give yourself a point for that one. They didn't understand crap about medicine when the guy literally gave him something that made him produce more.
Made him poop.
Crap.
Yes.
Little play on which I'm gonna go off camera.
I didn't mean to do that. So toys,
but that's what makes it so funny.
Okay.
That's what makes it more fun.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Go ahead, Mike. I got you. Toys. Is that a joke that I'm not getting once again, or is that something else? Because if it's a joke, I'm missing it. Sorry. Hey, look what came in the mail today. My new Swatch. It's not new, it's very old because it's from the 80s. Look at that. Gentlemen, synchronized swatches. I'm so cool. I'm so 80s. No one is as 80s as me. Straight up. Well, besides the mutton stash. No one is as 80s as me.
Who draws those? Deuces. My wife's sister announced she was pregnant. I'm upset. The 5 of us agreed to say nothing. Okay. My sister was puking. I asked if we needed a puke bucket. I didn't realize I was valineering.
I think he meant to say volunteering.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah. I may be off my game. I'm not seeing the board. All right. So, anyways, back to the.
All right, you getting back into this because it's
Yeah.
you're 1 hour in, so I'm going to take my 2-minute break here, and I'm going to go off camera and get another drink, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. As I said, we're going to basically be in this comic for the rest of the. Pretty much for the rest of the time, up until about, of course, the 45-minute mark, where we'll get into the. Just going to try to read through as much as I can.
Okay, I'll be right back then.
All
and
right.
no, toys, you do not have more 80s than me. Come on. What a silly thing to say. Oh, 80s toys? Yeah, of course. Of course you do. Well,
Okay. No, buddy, cause if I die, oh, the castor oil, minya fui, ho ho ho. He didn't eat a thing, ha ha. Sir, serves him right. Shame on you. You use none of you's got a heart. Of course, these were from reprints that he did. Newspaper reprints. Yeah, I'd like to get a job as sparring partner. I ain't had no pro experience, but I've licked every guy I ever tackled, big and small. I love to feel me fist crashing on some mug. Do you ever hit little fellas? Sure. Hi, I'm Nobby. Okay, Joe. Boy, I love this. I'll probably break your nose. Tisk tisk. Question. Whoosh. Waff. Crash. Bang. Whoa. It, um, it won't be long now. Catch this, catch this, fellas. Hey, catch this, fellas. Smack. Maybe you're right. I didn't know shocking people could be such fun, especially your kind. Hey, hey, Joe, Joe Palooka training here. Well, look at that guy. Hmm. They're still talking.
what's that? That's about Newt Rockney.
Yeah. Well, look, I got all through the Joe Palooka stuff. Jane Arden by Monte Barrett and they
80
start.
80
What?
was saying I was invisible because I walked away and left my camera on. I do that a lot. Invisible
Star
Batgoat.
snapshots. Star snapshots. Marlene Beach. Now, of course, back in the 30s and 40s, it like for the newer people, back in the 30s and 40s, comic books were. I mean, if you've ever been to a doctor's or particularly a dentist office, you'd see the number of different magazines. And if you remember the highlights magazines for kids,
I remember highlights. I loved highlights.
Yeah, and we've made this point before, but for our newer people, comic books back in the 30s and 40s were more like the highlights magazines that you'd find in the doctor's office. So you'd have all kinds of you not only had the comic stories, but you'd have stuff like this, like star snapshots from Bernard Bailey. with like Marlene Beach, I believe was a. But here's Mickey Finn right here. So let's take a look at him.
Marlene Dietrich, very famous actress, 20s, 30s. She was a hottie, like silent films, I think. Hey, Leto!
Leto's here, huh? Hello, Leto. Hey, Mike, Batgoat, Woody, also new face, hey, AT, yeah. How are you guys? All right. Well, glad you're here, man. As always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Help get more people in here, get more people in on the fun. So, um, yeah, 80 said you were invincible, Batgoat. Anyways,
I
back
saw
to
that. That was funny.
yeah. So here we go. Here's the Mickey Finn, Finn reprints
Toys, really?
by Link Leonard. What did Toy say?
He's back into his normal toy self. I'm messing with him.
Usually, Batgoat puts Frisia into the camera frame for us out for a while.
He's right here. You're right, Woody. I messed up. Batgoat messed up bad on that because he's supposed to sit right here as like my autopilot. Good call, Woody.
Where do you learn a banana split? Sunday school.
Boo.
As always, I'm listening in because I'm driving off to work. Have a safe drive, man. I got carded at the liquor store, and my Blockbuster card fell out. I was waved on.
That is funny, Toys.
Oh,
that is good.
Batgoat called out. All right. So, anyways, getting into the Mickey Finn story here. Gosh, look at all the cars there. There must have been an accident or something. There goes a cop. Maybe we'll get some action now. What is it that's holding us up? This is terrible. Looks like a fight to me. Honk honk. Look, Mickey Finn's running there. Say, I forgot more about driving than you'll ever know. Oh yeah? Well, after this, don't forget to signal when you're gonna make a turn. What's the matter here? Here, please. This wise guy almost bumped into me. Almost. Then nothing really happened. Not a thing, officer. I don't know why he's squawking. You don't, eh? Suppose your brakes didn't hold. Suppose I'd turn a second sooner. Suppose. Now, please. All them people are waiting. All them people are waiting. Gee, it would have been a shame if you two had smashed. This one is brand new, ain't it? Bah. Yes, I've only had it a week. Do you see? I'm not bumping anybody if I can help it. I wonder if something screwy might be going on. What do you think, Batgoat?
Yeah, something isn't up to snuff there.
Golly, I should say not. It sure is swell. Well, I'm glad the old crab cooled off. As soon as he gives me room, I'll get going. It's about time you came back. I hope you told him a few things. I'll say I did. It's guys like him that take the pleasure out of Sunday driving. Oh, officer, do me a favor, will you? Zing, clink, zing, clunk, puff, puff. Uh, okay, bang, tisk, tisk. Frank Leonard, of course, is the one who wrote, who was the writer for Mickey Finn here. Maybe to go a little bit faster here, I won't, because obviously these are all like separate, stories, obviously. So maybe I'll just read one of each instead of like reading like all 4 pages at a time. Because Batgoat, you were just telling me that we're already at past the 1 hour mark, right?
Yeah, 110. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it's not as continuous. Obviously there are 4 episodes in
that fat baby.
Modern planes and model building.
The Flying Fortress. Go back up. Go back up. Oh. Mike, go back up. What year is this? This is 1937?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. They're calling it the YB-17. Oh, my God. I'm going to geek out here for a second. Let me geek. The B-17 Flying Fortress is the greatest plane ever known to the United States Air Force. It's what won the war in World War II. Hands down. Fact. I don't care what any British idiot tells you. The B-17 won World War II. It's the most amazing plane in the world. Memphis Belle is the movie about it. It's very famous. And it was developed for the military, but I forgot that they were like, because 1936 is when it was developed. So this comic came out in 37.
Yes, this was released September of 1937.
That's pretty. I mean, it's pretty daring and forward of them to like give this much information about it in this day and age, and knowing that there were like bad people throughout the world. We knew that the Nazis were coming to power. Just, I don't know. I guess.
Well, remember too, 1937. We were not part of the war yet.
Yeah, totally. We weren't part of the war. Yeah, it's so tricky because like Lend-Lease and people wanted to get involved, but like politicians exploited the isolationists, which was completely wrong. Everyone who did that was wrong, and the world would be gone by now had they gotten their way. It's kind of like how people think in today's age. But it's surprising to me to see that like in a comic book. Yeah, and they're even talking about it here. You can see.
All right. Well, as we talked about, though, as compared to today's comics, these comics had a lot more material that they were presenting than just a comic story. We've talked about this at length on the number of, you had like little features on starlets, like what we just saw earlier. Mm-hmm. You'd have activity pages. You'd have even stuff like this. So,
sure.
Since I know you're geeking out a little bit on this, I'm going to go ahead and read this portion of it right here, because I'm sure you want to hear what they have to say about this. The Flying Fortress. So this Boeing YB-17 long-range bomber is America's latest bid for supremacy in the air. It is powered by 4 Pratt and Whitney Cyclones, each swinging a constant speed prop. This egg layer is well protected against enemy aircraft with three gunners nest above and below the fuselage. A nest in the nose of the ship also houses a gunner for 3,000 miles. This mighty craft can carry its load of eggs and a clip of 250 miles per hour. So there we go. There you go.
Yeah. What I was going to say was back that once the war started, everything in America, even though we weren't involved and it didn't hit us directly for the most part, there were posters everywhere. So because we were the only country in the world that could produce unmolested. We just made everything, right? And so there were posters everywhere that said "Loose lips sink ships." Have you heard that saying?
I've heard that expression before.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So they wanted everyone to be quiet with our military secrets. So, like I say, that's what freaked me out. Seeing the YB, not even the B-17, the experimental, meaning YB, in a comic book. It just kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. Well, this particular segment is called "Modern Planes and Model Building" by Les Marshall. Let's see, the Flying Fortress is in here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a gull wing pursuit model, boys.
Trying to tell the kids how to like just build their own balsa
The
plane.
model kits, yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Well, we've talked about it like with the JFMC too, where they find very interesting ways to market to kids, right? We're talking about that before, getting kids more and more involved with the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So here's Lollapalooza by Rube. So Rube Goldberg wrote.
What are you? You're in the lead.
I'm
sorry. Toys. You're in the lead. Everything's good. He's a little bummed.
All right. So as I said, I'll just read the first story here, and then we'll read through it. Let's see. So I'll just kind of see where we're at. So an hour and 16. Okay. So we're still okay, but kind of just do because usually with these like reprints, it's like each one. It's not like one even though they may go over 4 pages, it's not like one full story. It's like all separate stories. So, just trying to see if that's a guy or a girl, right? Okay, yeah, that's a girl. Okay. Countess Society is sponsoring the big football game. Boxes are $100 a piece.
Ooh, $100 a piece. Okay, stand by. Keep going, Mike.
Okay, I'll take a box, Mrs. Van Tweedle. Gonzalez, dear, we have a box all to ourselves for the big game where everyone can see us. I'm throwing the other 6 tickets away. Wasteful, isn't she?
I'm sorry. I'm plugging the numbers into the calculator. I'm not reading.
Gee, a flock of pasteboards for the big game between the blues and the yellows.
Okay, $100 box seats back then are worth $1,800 now.
Wow. 18 times the amount, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so ain't this grand, Gonzalez? Right smack in the middle of all the class. Charming, my dove. Here comes Mrs. Van Tweedle to greet us.
He glues it together.
Countess Lollapalooza, I want you to meet Mrs. Razzle Dazzle of the Colonial Razzle Dazzles.
Razzle Dazzle, really?
Lollapalooza, Razzle Dazzle.
That's funny.
Come on up and sit in our box.
Wow, toys. Wow, toys. You're crushing.
My European cousins still live in the old castle in Wales. My family is full of dukes and earls too. Front box, sir? My friends ain't never seen a football game before. This basket lunch oughta taste good. Hello, sis. Meet my friends Jerry Zook and Pete Swoogle and their old ladies.
No, old, all right.
Well, Batgoat. Back in those days, what was an old lady? How
Like
was
a girlfriend, they still say that.
yeah,
People still say that.
yeah, probably just not as much as they used to though.
Yeah, it's slangy enough that people get it. Like if you say groovy or man, even a 20-year-old kid's gonna understand that.
Yeah. All right. Have a sandwich, Gary, and try one of these pickles. I fix them with garlic and onions and a little mustard.
Sounds good.
Vincent, you what do you mean by dragging that riffraff in here? But Lala, they're nice people. Nice people? Boo, boo, boo. But you piece of Sis, are you all right? Yes, but I hope you ain't. All right, so that got through that one. Lollapalooza.
Anyone see when I was eating and I kind of went like that for a minute? I took a mouthful of my mustache with one of those bites. It was heinous.
Actually, I wasn't watching the screen at the point. I was still on
No,
the.
you were reading, and so I was trying to sneak eat, and it was bad.
Okay, I'm maybe drunk and tired, but that last one made me laugh.
Yeah, go up one, Mike.
Oh, when vegans have a fight, it's still called a beef.
That's really funny. If you made that up, that's amazing. That's really funny.
Laugh out loud. I'm telling these jokes and frying these yolks.
He's
Oh,
killing it.
he's going
He's killing.
fantastic.
He's killing. What A10 go bird. He's
Fantastic. Gonna hit the puns, gonna make the jokes. Using the word to make it work. Fantastic. That little parody of the fantastic world of Hanna-Barbera. In case you guys were wondering about that.
Whoa, 80. Okay.
I'm broken. I think I should start token. Make up your minds while I get the dog ready.
Careful
The
on
husband
this one.
gets. Why is there something
She went a little blue on this.
meaning a little risque?
Yes. It's funny though, I think.
All right, I'll read it to myself first and okay, yeah, probably best not to read it. Thank you for stopping me.
It's part 2 of the first thing she wrote, and
Yeah, okay. Laugh out loud.
I'll give
Laugh
it
out loud. Yeah. Little risque humor there, but that's okay. We're all adults here, but we do try to keep it family friendly though.
She got a point for it.
Yeah.
And the bird is the word.
Strange as it seems by John Hicks.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird.
Battle of Sacred Songs. Offside with Joe Metzer. I might just flash through them so you guys can look at the artwork a bit. And of course, we look at word usage. When I am reading them, look a little bit at word usage. We look at how people presented themselves and talked to each other back then.
Mike, before you get into the next one, can I interrupt real quick?
Okay, go ahead, back up.
All right. Let me bring this up. Let's see if it's the right one. All righty. Do you see that? Okay, before you share it, Mike, I want to. Well, go ahead. Does everyone see that? Do you know who that is? Anyone have a guess who that is? That's me in 1988. So let's call it Frat Goat. Get it? Frat Goat. It's my Theta Chi. It's my Theta Chi picture.
From your college days, huh?
Look how
I apologize. That's okay, 80.
80. It was funny. It's no big deal. We laughed. So yeah, that's Frat Goat. Let me know what you think of Frat Goat. Look at that hair. Wow. You could almost surf. Like my part had like, it's like a wave curling. Like you could surf through that part in my hair. I can't believe I was ever that young. Okay.
We never believe, when we look back on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I'll get back to that there.
Someone I would not. Yeah, no, dating me was not a good idea back then. That was.
Slim and Tubby here by John J. Welsh. Let me take a quick peek before I get started. Well, that writing's still a little small, so see, we're coming up on an hour and a half here. That writing's a little bit on the small side. So it'd probably take me a bit to try to get through it, so maybe I'll just kind of, I won't read it, but I'll like read through it so you guys can look at the art there and see how, you guys want to make any comments about the drawings and stuff like that.
I was never a jock. I was a frat boy. I drank a lot of beer. Thanks, Woody. Jerk. He just insulted me.
There's another off the record from Ed Reed, and then see. Oh yeah, this is another. This is kind of I don't know if you call it an activity page or something. This is part of the Jane Arden stuff.
I was not a jock. Well, in high school, I wrestled. Okay, whatever.
Compliments to Billy May Lauer of Des Moines, Iowa. So, I guess these are some fashion wares that Jane Arden would put herself in. All right, that's an interesting. You see that right there, back up?
Is that a hand? Yeah,
that looks like a hand.
Yeah. What's that all about?
I'm kind of wondering myself. Joan Prendergast, Toronto, Ontario. And I have no idea.
Oh, because maybe you wrap it. There's like tabs, right? You cut it out, and you make sure you cut out the white tabs, so you fold them around. Excuse me, and then maybe you fold the whole thing like it's coming out of a dress type thing. Maybe.
Polish costume by Francis Burnell of Louisville, Kentucky at the time.
Or someone was being perverted and slipped one by them. That's funny.
Oh, I see. So I think it's one of those things where maybe women or girls who are reading these comics, maybe they had a thing where Jane Arden or the strip, maybe they could submit like their ideas of fashions that Jane Arden could wear.
That's exactly what it is, and that's why it's called cutout. So you cut out the one of her with her head and the full body, and they stay in that same pose. So they're like drawing a dress with the arms in it. I still don't get what that is. Like she's got some green thing around her and her hands coming out. Because you get what I'm saying. You cut those out and wrap them around her.
Star Snapshot, and this Star Snapshot is featuring Robert Taylor.
Sorry for the burp.
Yeah. anyway, so these star snapshots, and again, back in the 30s and 40s, they had a lot of these where they'd have some celebrity features as well in the comics. There's the Crack Casey story, and I won't risk reading that due to some of the recent issues we've had with that. Because
Looks like it might go there.
You see the little character in the corner of that first panel,
and then the dude pulling the rickshaw. Yeah, they're going.
Yeah, probably not a.
They're going to 11 on that one.
Yeah. Then again, that was. I mean, you did have a lot of like, China, Asian town, whether you want to call them Chinatown, Japanese town, Koreatown, kind of.
And a lot of the people there looked like that back then too. So it's so tough, to be a white person and say, "Oh, that's stereotypical and you're horrible." Well, listen, dummy, 80 to 90% of the people living there looked like that back then. Right, Mike? It's.
Mm-hmm. And that's why again, that's why I was making. That's one of the aspects I was trying to get at too when I covered that one story with the Cheerio minstrels. Is that's how they were presented at that time, and even it was somewhat of a reflection of what society was back then. To sit here and put our sensibilities on it in hindsight, maybe moving forward, it's a good thing, but that was what it was for the time. There back
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree. But it's tough to point that out in today's society and not be called a whatever.
Yeah, an istrophobe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, here's another one of your favorite features here, Batgoat. Modern planes and model building, again by Les Marshall. The Eyes of the Army here.
It looks like a TBM. What, North American? What is that?
Model of the week.
North American.
Well, they're saying the Eyes of the Army. Here is the latest Army observation plane, the North American XO-47. It's a 3-place job powered with a 850 HP Cyclone engine. That's what it is.
Would that have been the P-47 Thunderbolt or the Jug?
I'm not know. Sure what all it says here. It's the North American XO-47. So I don't.
I'm going to look that up, Mike, and I will try to have an answer for that.
And then the water bus right here. Yeah, you're the aviation expert here.
I try to be. I pretend to be.
Well, you're more of one than I am, so.
And I did used to be. It was a student pilot, but I flew airplanes nonetheless.
Puzzle and fun. Here's another activity page right here. Puzzle and fun.
Spelled fun. Phun.
Maybe they're trying to go with some kind of portmanteau, pun and hun or whatever.
I think they were setting up. They were setting up people for today's society to spell fat, Phat.
That could be.
That's a joke, Mike. Laugh at that one. I stink. Toys is killing it tonight. I think he beat his own record.
Here's an Ed Brandt story. Ed Brandt, this is more of an athletic type. This is, let's see. Where are we at on time? 1 hour 34. Because I know I haven't read as many Ned Brandt stories so I'll read a portion of this here. I want to tell you what you think of Red Light Dave. That's easy. That's easy, Ned. He will be one of the greatest halfbacks in the conference. We're off. Red and no stocks. Of course, Ned Brent by Bob Zupke. Well, I'll be. I never saw that happen to Red before. That's what I mean, Dave. What's wrong with him? I must be getting good. Red used to go through me like an anvil, though through a skylight. He hasn't got past the line of scrimmage all afternoon. Feeling all right, Red? I'm okay, Coach, but I can't seem to get going. If you had told me that Red Light missed a Red Light, that's his name, Red Light. You get that, Batgoat?
What, like a stoplight,
Yeah.
right? Red light. Oh my God, that is his name. Okay, yeah.
If you had told me Red Light missed a tackle like that, I wouldn't have believed you. I'm going to pull him out shotgun.
Red light is a good name for a tackle. None shall pass.
Uh-huh. Go over and boot a few punts down the field, Red. Kick for the corners. Guess I look pretty terrible in there, huh? Yeah. I got to handle Red carefully, Ned. I've known youngsters to get so discouraged they've quit. Our football stock will take an awful tumble if Red fails to come through. I'm supposed to be a star, and I can't even gain against the scrubs. I'm a big flapola. That's what I am.
He's beating himself up.
Now, mind you, I know some people might wonder, well, he's punting and he's playing on field. Well, there were a few players that did that back in these days.
A lot of them. In fact, yeah, there's stories about I forget what they used to call it, Iron Man. Not Iron, something pre-Iron Man that would do defense and offense, and a lot of players would.
Well, two-way players, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That happened a lot way back when.
I'm reminded of Sammy Baugh. Sammy Baugh was another one of those guys. He was a quarterback with the Redskins who also punted. Is this still a continuation of the same story? Probably not. It looks different. Okay. Well, kind of just briefly, as as I said, I will only read.
Scan it. Yeah.
Scan it just simply because, for time's sake,
sure.
Because we know these are reprints, these are collections of different stories. So,
by the way, 80. Go ahead, Mike. Keep doing that. 80. I just want you to see because. Okay, let me get this up here. Do you see that? That's what my microphone is called. It's the Tater Lad 2000 by Spudco.
that's funny. Like Leto chimed in there.
Yeah, he got a point on that one.
Laugh out loud. Leto scores a point. Mad Magazine is what you guys remind me of.
That's funny too. Thank you, 80. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah. No, Leto, that's punny. And then puns, yeah. Mads was bestsellers. We can't pay people to hide us in queer cell. Thank you, says Degi Ta. Batgoat waves his thong. Oh God. Okay.
You could say thong longer. It's like saying Willie Peter.
Yeah, but do we really need anonymity jokes here? Or, I'm sorry, no, anatomy jokes. That's what I meant to say.
And Liven and
George
Willie
Blanda.
Spud.
What he was pointing out, George Blanda. He's another one who
As soon
did
as I
that.
saw the name, yeah.
It is a song reference. Right.
Oh, the Gegita. Okay. I don't know what that is. I'm old and I only listen to stuff from last century, 80. Sorry.
And here's some more Ned Brent stuff
Yeah,
here.
toys. I figured you'd been drinking. This is only my second time. I'm doing fine. What happened to Anon? No Anon tonight. That's a bummer.
Well, he's been getting in kind of late because he's getting in from work kind of late.
Yeah. He's been.
Well, we're already at an hour 41. So I better breach this a little quicker here. They're still talking.
I burped right into the tater lad.
So that's Big Top right there. Hoopla! So I probably won't read any more because we're at an hour 41 already. If I had thought to just read just the first one, we probably could have got through more of them. But trying to do them all. I mean, depending upon what we're reading, of course, with these reprints, they're a bit more episodic. Big Top by Ed Whelan. There's more Big Top. Strange as it seems, and I'm guessing Strange as it seems is probably more like kind of one of those things where, just pointing out oddities of certain things.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Very cool.
Off the record, and then let's see, and we got Dixie Dugan right here, and I said, Good Deed Doty. Yeah, here's one we could probably go through a little quicker because it's just one. What? You're not going up without a parachute? I gotta. There aren't any left in the hangar. My goodness! Wait, Mister. And that's for one day. I know I've read one of these before. Good Deed Doty. There's Dixie Dugan, our little actress wannabe. And of course, more Good Deed Doty and Dixie Dugan, and that was happening a lot too. You'd have a portion of the page, you'd have one strip at the top and another on the bottom. So sometimes they would split the features up like that. Sometimes it would be an even 50-50 split. Sometimes it'd be a 1/4 to 3/4 split, or 1/3 to 2/3 split. So.
Is Nikki streaming tonight?
I don't know, but I can find out real quick. Cause let's see, I haven't seen any. Oh yeah, actually he is. New York FBI, Biden, and the greatest speech ever. Canada is terrible. Base to camp.
Oh, I might want to watch that. We'll have to keep our after show combo short because I want to see that actually.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try to keep that short.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna try to get through this real puzzle fun.
Yeah, you're at 145 now.
I'm just gonna breeze through the rest of this, and
okay,
I won't read any more because I know we're running behind here. So Just kind of give you guys an idea, look at what.
Okay. Thank you, Toys. I'm like, I'm sounding it out. Mountain areas. Hilarious. Much better. That's funny. If you made that, that's very good. That's actually
we're
really
doing
good.
53 pages, so of 60. So off the record. And here's that Jim Swift story they were talking about that may or may not have been made of. I think this was a one-off as well. This is a one-off, I think, but this looks like another sports one. Introducing feature funnies. All right, so we're good to go there. We're done with all that. And there's the cover for those of you. Let me just go through the cover here real quick one more time, just so you take a nice look at that. Oh yeah.
Eddie, you left out a word. What do you want to? Do you want to punch these hairy cheeks? Yes, I know a lot of people do. Once I open my mouth.
Oh, is that Batgoat?
I'm making fun of myself.
All right, so that's all we're going to cover. And next week we'll be getting into October of 1937. Of course, we'll hit DC first, and then we'll go through some other stuff. So, anyways,
sorry to hear that, 80. As everyone here knows, my grandson just turned 7 months. He's like 7.5 months old now, and I love him to death. He is the best thing in the whole world. In fact, Mike,
what?
I'll share one here real quick.
All right. Yeah, we can go ahead and clear that out because we're done with that. Right, and see that?
There's my little peanut.
Didn't we share that last week or the other day?
Yeah, last week. But Toys didn't see it, and then 80 can see it. That's my grandson Esley. He's the coolest dude in the whole world. He's my best bud. I love him so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe Batgoat. Maybe you can share your grandson with 80 there, huh? Yeah.
Once
give her the experience of being a grandmotherly figure, huh?
Once I make him a race car driver, he will be shared with the whole world. He's going to be famous.
Yeah. Okay.
I think my kid, my daughter, my son-in-law are warming up to the fact that I'm going to buy him probably start when he's 5, like with the smaller Briggs and Stratton go-kart, but I'm going to buy him a Bandolero, a NASCAR approved Bandolero. So when he turns 8, and get him like used for about 8 or 10 grand, but I'm gonna have to spend some money on it to buy him new. It's racing costs a lot of money, but we want to do it.
I had parcels in the machine.
Thank you, Toys. He's a good looking little dude.
Oh yeah, like we were talking about earlier. Actually, 80 wasn't even here when we were talking about that song from Musical Youth.
Yeah.
Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. Remember Big Rocus on the left turns? Does your grandson like your hairy cheeks? Does he grab them?
He did like 2 or 3 times ago when I came out there, like is about at 5.5 or 6, close to 6 months. I walked in and he looked at me for a second. Maddie was holding him and he saw the fuzz and he just went, and then every time I got close to him, he laughed and he pulls my hair hard. I'm like, ow, stop it.
Focus. Okay. That's not. That's a nice ride. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, guys, we are getting down. We're like an hour 50 here. We got to kind of wrap up a bit because I know many of you probably want to go over and see Nick's. I thank you all for being here. 80, welcome. I hope you'll join us. Future. We got one more little. Well, we got two more little features to
The left
do.
turns, yes.
Batgoat, how do you want to do? Do you want me to do the history segment first, or do you want to do the?
Let me rock the trophy real quick here.
All right.
So I'll bring up the. Okay, we're gonna go. We are going to go with the picture today that focuses on the bottom part of the trophy with the drunken garden gnome. So you won't be seeing the Lulz trophy, the backstop part of it. So let me share.
Right in the sky. Right.
The winner of the Lulz trophy is Toys with a record-breaking 14. He surpassed his old record of 13. Congratulations, Woody. You started out great as always, and then you kind of dropped off. Leto got one in. 80, you got 3. Congratulations. But yeah, that's Toys. It is you. And oh God, what am I doing here? Okay, sorry. And so now Toys and Woody are tied at 4 apiece. So at 5, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tease you guys here. At 5, there's going to be a new trophy. And yes, the glue gun will be involved. And if I could, I would build a house using a glue gun. Yes, I accept that. So I'm now wearing my new men's swatch. We have a lovely women's swatch from the 80s here. And this is going to be, instead of a championship belt, we are going to have a championship swatch. That's what I have for you guys.
All right, so let me just get these. Let's see. Hello, ladies. Fireworks explode. Action runs down the stage, leaping and sliding into the ring, running, jumping onto the turnbuckle, raising his arms in glory. Let's see.
The crowd.
This is a great place to be. Well, thank you, 80. We hope to see you back. Now, mind you, Monday through Thursday, as I said, we do a niche newscast, but we're still at times can be pretty goofy in there too. But it's more like covering like niche, anime, cartoons, comics, manga, pro wrestling, that kind of thing. And then Fridays, of course, we do it. Right now, we're doing a comics, historical comics, retrospect. So that's basically what's going on. Let's see now. Action falls over screaming, Mrs. Toys, we did it. Start snoring in the middle of the ring.
Woody. Damn it.
I only want a swatch made in
Croatia. Sometimes Toys doesn't spell the best.
It was rigged. He's using a book.
Woody. Toys. I just wrote a note to myself that perhaps I will incorporate Croatia crotch into that. We'll see.
I've been on a volcano chat that was cool, and talking to real people. And then don't forget to check out Leto's and Solid Redfield stream.
Hope to see you again, 80.
Oh, is she taking off?
Well, no, it's just making a few last statements there.
Yeah. Batgoat Mrs. Toys to laugh. Got this. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Mrs. Toys. Take care of our boy there.
So I know everybody wants to get going here, so we're going to start wrapping it up here. So the last segment of the night, a segment that we always, finish the show off with.
History. I'll be right back.
All right. So are you guys ready for this day in Niche history? Shy was so much fun. Or 80 was so much fun. well fought action toys. So, are you guys ready for this day in each history? Hmm. So yeah, 80. One of the things I do at the end of the stream is I go back and look at like things in the past. I do, I'm sure you've seen like on some news sites, this day in history segment, but we do that here with niche topics. So that's probably one of the more interesting things that we do here. Any 80. I love the bear cams. Those are so cool and interesting. All right. And I agree so much. Fun for me when I needed a smile. All right. So, anyway, so we're gonna get going here on the this day in each history. Batgoat, I hope you again. I'll try to make it real quick. Batgoat, the post game, because I know you want to get over the Knicks. Um, but anyways, so we got three pieces of niche history. So let's get to them then. Um, all right. So the first thing we're going to go back 30 years ago today. Now today being Friday, April 30th, 2021. Going to go back and take a look at this day in each history. And what he just said, ready? Okay. So first off, we're going to go back 30 years ago today. On this date, 30 years ago today. Yeah, in fact, on this date, 30 years ago today, Roy Seawright, who is an American special effects maker and animator, animated the Tin Soldier sequence in the Laurel and Hardy film Babes in Toyland and the dinosaur sequence in 1 Million BC, dies at the age of 85. So Roy Seawright, who was basically a special effects maker and animator, passed away at the age of 85.
Babes in Toyland is a famous movie. I mean, you've heard of it, but people older than us definitely know. Babes in Toyland was like a Nutcracker Suite takeoff type of thing. Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
And over the years, it's also been used as a trope or theme in many cartoons too. So Warner Brothers has done at least a couple on those, among other things. So anyway, so that's that.
Real quick, Mike. Thanks for stopping in, Toys. He's going to go shower the vomit off of him. Gross. Thanks for hanging with us. And
Yeah. Look, maybe a little TMI about the vomit, though.
Well, he said that beforehand. We knew, So.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay. So, well, thanks for dropping in and dropping.
Congrats
a like
on the trophy, bro.
Yep. So now we'll move on to the next piece of niche history here. We head now to 2003, as on this date in 2003, the 140th issue of New X-Men went on sale on this date. Cover date June. On this date in 2003, which was, of course, 18 years ago today. The story was called Murder at the Mansion. It was written by Grant Morrison, who is a very famous name in comics. Works a lot of DC stuff. I never knew he worked anything in Marvel, so that's a new thing there. Penciled by Phil Jimenez, inked by Andy Lanning, lettering done by Christopher Elizopoulos, and coloring by Chris Chukti. So on this date in 2003, 18 years ago today, the 140th issue of New X-Men went on sale on this date. And for the final piece of Beach News, we're going to go back. We're going to go ahead from where we just were 3 years, 2006, which was 15 years ago today. On this date, in 2006, 15 years ago today, WWE held its Backlash event. At this event, of course, this event was held um, at the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. And let's see what happened on this. So let's see. Main event saw John Cena retain the WWE Championship over Triple H, Edge in a no disqualification triple threat match. Vince and Shane McMahon defeated Shawn Michaels and God in a no holds barred match. They put it in parentheses there. Big Show fought Kane to a no contest. RVD defeated Shelton Benjamin in a singles match. Apparently, this was a Intercontinental Champion versus Money in the Bank contract match. In other words,
failed. I failed. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
All right. Meaning, I guess that both the Intercontinental Championship and Money in the Bank contract were up for grabs. Trish Stratus beat Mickie James by disqualification in a women's championship match, and then Umaga defeated Ric Flair. Carlito defeated Chris Masters, and then Goldust beat Rob Conway on the Heat match. So on this date 15 years ago from the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, the WWE. You done?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, we'll get through the rest of the comments real quickly before we head out. But that's all that happened on this day in Nietzsche history.
Thank you, Nietzsche King. You are the best as always.
I always love bringing out the information, and
it's the best.
Hopefully, yeah. No need Alay's fun. I guess he meant to say always fun to find unique and entertaining media that brings peace to the soul. Yeah, especially when we're trying to get away from all the baloney of modern day wokeness.
I slammed like half that beer. Ooh.
Yeah. Have that, okay, peeps. I get okay. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Or Batgoat mentioned it. Loud PS. BG gets me. Laugh out loud. No time to spell when you're on a roll.
I think the timing's off, toys. You heard my good burp. Damn it! Dang it! I want some props.
Bear Cams, 1991. Yeah. Laugh out loud. Woody, maybe I'll start. And only cans. Let's see. And then Batgoat, I'm going to work up a huge belch for the stream.
I did what I said.
I just wasn't aware that's what you were doing.
I'm sorry, Mike. I was doing a little inside joke with the chat.
Bring it, BG. Here it comes. No, that was a teed. Okay. Failure.
You missed the fail, Mike. You were talking, and I was going. I was trying to it was there, but it wasn't coming out, and I forced it, and it was horrible. And then when it came, you heard what happened. High five.
Yeah. Tune in next time, folks. Find out, will Mike ever get rid of his sniffles? Yeah, my sister always says that it has more to do with allergies, I guess, but it does get annoying at times, even for me. Will BG ever belch the belch that will bring pride to his ancestors?
My German ancestors are proud. Oh, and nice. Irish, too.
Laugh aloud action raises his hand and gives BG a high five. Okay. Well, guys, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. Hope you guys had fun. Welcome, AT. I hope to see you more often. Hope you're always welcome to join us. We would love to have your company. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you learned a few things, and We will see you all on Monday. Bye.